Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to set up and defend the newly reworked border bathroom and tellers bomb site. Now if you go into an unranked game with some, silver, copper and gold players, or even if you jump into ranked at high diamond, you'll see people set up the bathroom like this. And this really is, in my opinion, and at a higher level consensus, this is the wrong way to set up this bomb site. Now, you might do this and you might have been part of winning rounds where this is what you did and your team did this or randoms did this and you still won the bomb site. That is merely down to the fact that the game in ranked is defender sided and people are worse at attacking than they are at defending, and because this is defender sided, you tend to just win out the round by default because people just don't know how to attack. And you're just winning it out of, just pure statistics that people just aren't good enough at attacking. But I'm going to show you that this isn't the way to defend this. One simple reason. When this hatch gets opened up, you cannot play in any part of this bomb site here. You can be wallbanged from the hatch through this soft panel. You absolutely do not want to reinforce this because you get cut off line of sight to the window. And you're not controlling anything anymore. You're just flashable, nadeable. They can do soft breaching right above you. There's nowhere you can sit in this bomb site once the attackers take any sort of top-down control. So, with that being said, you don't want to do this. In fact, I'm going to show you the exact way that you do want to set it up. This is what the bomb site should actually look like. Now, you do want to start here, which is why I've reinforced this panel here, because it's nice to play in here with a C4 and just utilize this part of the map. But you want options. Like I said, if they open the hatch and they start doing vertical, you want to be able to leave. And if this is all reinforced, you're basically saying, no matter what you do, I'm staying here to die, and it's just not a winning strategy. It's not a good idea. And if you decide to leave, there's one, nowhere to go, and you can't stop them dropping the hatch, you can't stop them planting in here, you literally can't do anything. You've given up the bomb site, so your strategy is either give up or die. And that's why rotating through here and using the workshop is way more advantageous than it actually seems. I know that a lot of lines of sight and rotations, they scare a lot of people, but if you just have your theory correct, you'll realize how much sense this makes. You have this overturned bed, so if they want to drop, rotate through sight, or plant anywhere, you can use this as cover. You can also use this overturned, or this little toolbox to sort of see a window plant. You can see them if they drop the hatch, because there's low lines. It's really not a good idea. It really isn't a good idea for them to drop, even if they do all this vertical work and they get the hatch. You're basically reversing all the effort that they took to take top control, get hatch and do vertical. You've completely reversed it just by setting up the site properly. Now in this defense, I did have one wall spare at the end, and I decided to use it right here on this left bathroom wall. And that's because even though this defense you're going to see when it's fully done is basically a composite of a lot of the pro players' way of playing this bomb site, it's the general consensus of higher level play. We're going to be using it in ranked. And you know what some players are like. They'll pick Blackbeard and they'll stand outside this window for 14 days and they will literally sit there hoping to get a little cheesy pick. And even though you just gotta not peek that person, it's just annoying, and it can lead to some cheesy kills for the opponents. So I reinforce this to allow you to sit in here, because if they don't take above, then you can just stay here with this reinforcement up, and you can use the soft wall, and you can see the hallway, and it's just a little quality of life, and it's sort of an anti-ranked tactic. So now we move on to the tellers part of the bomb site, and as you can see, we have these lines of sight, we have a soft wall, 2 barricades, and this default plant spot reinforced, which will have a bandit battery or a K-claw on it. And because this got reworked, this used to be a soft floor, like a soft ceiling, and now because it's solid, there's no way that this defender is going to be pushed out of here vertically. They'll have to be pushed out horizontally. The chance of getting this bandit battery or K-claw off is minimal. It's a very ratty place as well. There's a lot of little tucked corners you can play in, a lot of places that are pretty nasty, and just overall very, very, very ratty. Now between this defender in Tellers and the starting defender in Bathroom, if they decide to take square and start, you know, I don't know, opening this wall, this becomes not an advantage for the attackers, because this bulletproof camera will give information on anyone that opens any of these barricades, that starts to open the soft wall, and they become very, very wall bangable from not only here, but also here, from here. It's not something that you're going to want to do as an attacker. You're not going to want to mess with that soft wall at all, because ideally you don't want to give your position away and you're going to get wall banged to hell through that wall. So even if they open that wall, there are plenty of ratty places that you can play as the second defender. So the only thing left in castle setup is to barricade the double door at the bottom of main stairs. This is ideally where I want to play castle, because the 1.5 is just suited to playing on top of the customs table, to shooting through the soft wall in customs, and just having a lot of these engagements just seems to suit the 1.5. You know, it just seems to really work. So I prefer castle to play back here in customs. Frost is the third part of this sort of four-man hold. It's technically a four-man defense. You need to have one in Tellers, one in Bathroom falling back to Workshop, one in Customs, and a Pulse who's also going to be in Workshop and around Vents. Now the reason we're bringing Frost isn't because we really want her Frost mats, it's because we need a shotgun to do all of this extra work to help castle, and we need a shield. Now this shield spot might seem a little strange, like why is it looking at a castle barricade that we mentioned earlier? Well, it's because this is a spot that you might want to fall back to. Cade might want to fall back to here, Pulse might want to fall back to here, and attackers that don't realise how good this castle barricade is for them, they might open them. An Ash might open it, even an Amory with a Gone 6 might open this, and you really don't want this to be an overly exposed position. And with a shield here, this just becomes way worse for the attackers to have that door open, and it means that if this shield comes into play, it just becomes a game-winning shield. It allows you to just have a bit of cover through the soft walls and see into square. It's a very, very important shield, and it's the only reason we're bringing Frost. And we might as well make the most out of our actual gadget, because it actually turns out to be pretty good on this bomb site. We have one Frost mat in Tellers, we have one Frost mat in Ventilation, and we have one Frost mat in Supply Room. Like I said, the reason we're not bringing Smoke is because we want a shotgun, but you don't want an SMG-11 to be playing here, even though his gadget is really good. You might consider playing Smoke, but maybe playing him actually in Tellers. But Frost seems like a really good pick, and our gadget seems to work pretty good on this bomb site as well. So as the Pulse player, you want to play in Workshop, and you want to play in Server Room. To help you play in this position, you're going to want to have the hatch right above Workshop reinforced, and the two walls, or the middle walls, in Server. So Pulse completes the four-man core of your defense, and the reason we have Pulse is really straightforward. Your only goal is to actually scan out armory and lockers for the roamer who's off-site in 90, which is Oryx. So Oryx won't have information on office, he won't have information on like armory and lockers, but you will, and you'll be able to tell him how many people are pushing in, how much trouble he's in, how much pressure he's under, and you'll also be able to, you know, pull the Cade over for an easy C4 wherever you're pinging. And you will probably get a C4 in this round, or a floor bang, because what people will do is they will see that this is empty and they will just stop and start droning AFK. It's actually really important. You're not pulsing around just looking for C4s. You're trying to tell the Oryx, who's up in 90, who's very important to making this whole defense sort of work. Now Oryx setup is very simple. You place your beepers at vents and main, you make a rotate, and you run upstairs to get some hatches. Archives, an office. Reinforce the 90 wall and open the hatch. This is your starting point for the round. So you're probably wondering, why Oryx? Why are you not taking Vigil, Legion, Melusi? Like, is this a troll? Is this a meme pick? Like, what's going on? Well, the reason is because in higher level play, teams often will clear out areas. They'll roam clear really effectively. They'll put air jabs up on staircases. They'll make sure that once they take the top floor and clear you out, that you're not coming back. And, you know, that could be true because once they clear you out, you really just want to stay alive with Oryx. But he's the only defender that once they do that, he can just retake exactly what they've just done. Now, between Pulse, giving you information on armory, lockers and office, and these two default cameras on 90 and at East, you pretty much have all the information you're going to need to get, you know, some rat plays, get some picks on people that are being lazy, and just to generally stay alive. And when you retake this area late in the game, this becomes pretty devastating to a team that decides they're going to just do a square push. Like, this is just horrendous for the team, and they'll be in comms saying, dude, what, Nomad, what are you doing, Gridlock, what's going on, like, what did you claymore? They're just, nobody's going to be ready for Oryx doing that, and of course they can walk. The customs hatch, that's a lot of organizing and claymores that the team has to do to stop you retaking this as Oryx. It's pretty much the only way you're going to stop him is by putting a bullet in his head early. So you want your best roamer on this operator. So there's a few things that it's actually specific to Oryx, and it further sort of solidifies the reason as to why you're taking him. When you fall back, this 1.5 comes in handy in, you know, a lot of ways. It's actually a nasty gun, and you have a lot of you have the same sort of, you know, advantages Castle has, except you have a much better gun. And let's say you really want, like, you couldn't go back upstairs and you want to retake through customs, you can really quickly. It's actually not a meme, it's not as cheesy as you think, and he's actually perfectly suited to this defense, and I can't think of a better roamer to have on this one job and one role in this defense. So let's recap. We have Oryx, who's playing off-site in security at this 90 wall, looking for a couple of easy picks, capitalizing on some lazy droning, and basically trying to stay alive and retake later on in the game. We have Pulse in Workshop, who's not only coordinating with the Oryx on his roam, but also trying to find out through information or lack of information that the attack is actually coming from one particular part of the map. He's also going to use Cade or Bandit's pre-placed C4 to maybe get 2 C4s and some free picks in the round. And don't worry, if the C4 never comes, you can just shoot it off the ceiling and pick it up again. We're going to use Cade in the bathroom to electrify the hatch and to electrify the default plant spot. If this is your second time running this defense and maybe they maved the hatch or they got it pretty easily with a fuse, you might as well put it on the detention wall and help the Castle who's playing in customs. We have Frost for a shield and shotgun. We're going to get a few cheeky Frost mats, and we're just going to let her hold down the Teller's part of the bomb site. We have Castle for the core of our site, who's going to be playing customs, and he's also going to bring a bulletproof camera. So there you have it. That's a full fleshed out defense for the newly reworked border on Bathroom and Tellers. I hope you can take some of this stuff in to your rank games. Maybe you have a full 5 stack, and maybe we can stop reinforcing this full wall here. And I hope you guys have a lot of success with it. And let me know how you get on in the comments below. And have fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.